All I can be is sorry, and that is all I am.
Oh, man. I don't want to know how long this took, but... yeah, you can definitely see how broken she is. Oh, God.
I'm afraid you still don't mean it.
Oh, God. Oh, that's such a haunting shot. Reminds me a little bit of Kubrick, actually. Man, I really want to see Helly's, like, outie. You know, especially after this, you know, like, how would she react? Please, please.
Fuck me.
Wow.
I read it 300 times yesterday.
The life of an innie.
259. Again, please. Now.
Look, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The cinematography in this show is impeccable. Man, what an opening. But yeah, the shot when they show Helly and her absolute fear with the lighting and everything, I already mentioned it, right? It reminds me a bit of Stanley Kubrick and how, I guess specifically in Space Odyssey, when Dave was going into, I guess when he was going into the light, like it's that emotion of fear of the unknown. But I guess more specifically because of the audio-visual imagery of that specific scene from Space Odyssey, especially with the lights and all. I don't know, that's like the first thing that pops up in my head when I am specifically looking at Helly's facial reaction and such. I mean, it may not necessarily be a reference to that, but it just, you know, it evokes a similar, I guess, emotion. For me, I guess. Ah, right. Okay. Oh, look at this shot, man. Come on.
It's past 1100, and Helly's been in the break room since yesterday.
Hi.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Hello, Bert.
Hi, Irving.
Hi, Bert. What are you doing
Exactly
here?
how the wet fuck do you know where this
Dylan,
office is?
My predecessor, Alice Kay, came here once when they still did the summits, and she left directions.
Give us them reversed.
Okay, it's all right.
You brought pre-release handbook totes.
This is so...
Seemed like the right thing. I know your time is valuable.
There's something precious about this.
Thank you, Bert.
Thank you.
Oh, look at that. They are definitely into each other. Come on now.
It's absurd. We've never visited them before now.
Helly?
1072.
You see the... Oh, God. Look at her eye sockets, man. Jeez.
I like to imagine my Audi's love maid with a MILF or two. Which
What?
Is obviously badass, but I do pity the husband.
Okay, Dylan. No, but Irving, though. It's a topic that I kind of forgot if I have talked before in previous episode discussions, but, you know, it's the topic of, like, well, what if your innie fell in love? Or what if your innie had some sort of relationship, you know? Optics and design.
Hello?
Bert's over there by shelf 6. Don't touch anything.
She knows that he's here for Bert. That's cool.
Let not weakness live in your veins. Cherished workers, drown it inside you.
Oh.
Rise up from your deathbed and sally forth, more perfect for the struggle.
Oh. Oh.
I'm sorry, wait. What time is it? I have to go.
An awkward response, but very understandable from Irving there. He's like, oh, okay. Oh my god, those two. It is the book. I had a feeling at the thought of my head. So Milchick left that there purposefully?
What's this?
Will you put that away?
But what do I?
It's a map of the hallways.
No, it isn't.
I thought we weren't supposed to make maps.
Actually, the best person to discover that.
It's something I found. I think Petey made it.
Oh shit, you didn't turn it in?
Why aren't we supposed to map the office?
It's an Egan rule. Render not my creation in miniature.
Whoa. Okay. So Irving. Okay. Okay.
Go like a boot, Mark. You're more loyal to this place than to your friend.
I'm loyal to how it felt around here before you showed up.
You mean when Petey was here?
Yeah, because there was balance. We could have fun and work without the whole goddamn department imploding.
Work is bullshit.
The work is mysterious and important.
I want Helly to push on him further. Oh, it's that inner conflict, man.
Mark.
There, it's gone. Thank you, Helly. Now we can get back to work.
What are you doing?
His ego's pissed because Helly called him out for bootlegging.
My ego's fine. I'm just trying to...
Damn.
Mark, what is this?
Maybe it's another Petey message. Flip through, see if my name's anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. Any Mark doesn't know about... Oh, what a shot. Just Helly looking at the camera like that. But yeah, going back to the previous scene, you know, when Mark was destroying the photo, you can absolutely look at his facial expression that he regretted that decision immensely.
Excuse me, Helly.
Jesus, Helly.
I want a camera.
Okay, let's just...
It's Cobell, right?
Yes.
Cobell. Do I look like I'm fucking around right now?
Okay.
Well, boss. Guess this is the part where I should tell you to go to hell. Except you're already here.
Wow. It's not the first or the second or the third time they kind of alluded to the fact that the severed floor is analogous to hell. Welcome back, Helly. Oh, Helly's Howdy's like, I apologized. Wow.
But you know what? Eventually we all have to accept reality. So, here it is.
All right. Tell me.
I am a person. You are not. Your resignation request is denied. Turn it off.
Not the response that I anticipated, but this was a lot brutal than what I was anticipating, honestly. How do you feel, Mark? Irving?
Welcome your child into a world
Dylan?
surrounded by nature. No thanks.
What was that photo on the right? No. I don't think he died naturally either. Oh, beautiful shot.
Have you heard from the board yet?
No.
What are you doing?
If you want a hug, go to hell and find your mother.
Jesus.
Since Petey reintegrated,
The board's never acknowledged reintegration.
we have to get his chip.
His corpse is scheduled to be destroyed by cremation following his funeral on Sunday. FYI.
Okay, this leads me to believe that Lumen actually, well, at least Harmony didn't have anything to do with Petey's actual death. But I don't know, man. I'm still skeptical about it. Damn, man. Petey's just gone.
Mrs. Sullivan?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I mean, we know why. Who is that? Who was that? Actually, I mean, it could be her, actually, in the photo. The one who is standing near the casket. His partner or his wife.
He was my dad.
Ah, okay, never mind.
So deeply sorry.
Do you ever think that maybe the best way to deal with a fucked up situation in your life isn't to just shut your brain off half the time?
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I talked about this issue, like, I think in the very first episode. Like, people go to this, you know, people decide to be severed because they want to escape reality. I do wonder why it has to be her specifically. Like, why can't they, you know, send somebody else instead of her? Oh, is this like where his wife died? Because I think that was a police line on the tree. But it was very dark, so I can't really see properly. Alright. Ah, beautiful shots.
That's Petey. How did you?
Would you mind taking that up to diagnostics for me?
Even Milchick's like, how the fuck?
You requested me, Miss Cobell?
Miss Casey, I'd like
Miss
you to run
Casey.
a special wellness session with Mark S.
Mark S.
Irving.
If I embarrassed myself, you didn't.
Unless you did. Are you embarrassed?
No.
Good.
I love these two. They're so awkward, but I love them. There's something so earnest about their feelings for each other.
You think you need your job, but I've lived abroad as a vagrant, abstaining from my own money to rely on the charity of strangers.
Whoa.
Most were beggars themselves, yet they were happy.
Whoa. Yeah, he never reported the book to Milchick. Or anyone of that matter. You know, there is something incredible about Mark's brother-in-law wanting to give the book to Outie Mark, but it's affecting Innie Mark instead. Helly, don't hang yourself. What's Dylan up to? Oh god. Yeah, Dylan, what are you looking for? Oh.
S is for stewardship of home and of earth. And why? That's a question we needn't now ponder. For destiny, friends, shall deliver all yonder.
Cool.
Do not end the episode. I swear to God. Like, I'm looking at this photo right now. I'm looking at this specific photo. It's been like a while since I saw like the first episode or two, but I don't recall ever seeing a photo of Mark's wife, uh, uh, Gemma. Is this like the first time that we are actually seeing her photo on screen? Because I don't think so. Because I mean I don't think we've ever seen her before until this. Which begs the question of like, okay, why haven't they ever shown her photo before? Like, why? You know? Which kind of refuels my initial, I guess my initial impression of her, in that she's never really dead to begin with. I feel like that's like one of the first things that I kind of discussed when I started the show, because it all ties into like, well, I mean, this episode itself, with the whole PD dying thing, that whole stuff kind of ties into what I'm about to say, which is that these people, the people who decided to work on Lubin, specifically on the severed floor, on the severed program, they decided to do that because it's essentially them trying to, trying to find a way to escape reality, right? It's so that they can live a new reality, a reality that is devoid of all of the hardships of the outside world, from all of the whatever misery, state of depression, whatever stress, whatever feeling, whatever negative a life that these people were already experiencing, right? Like, I feel like you have to be at the brinkest of your, you have to be at like the lowest point of your life to decide that, yeah, I'll just be a new person, essentially, without actually thinking of like the repercussions of, or like what you're really, signing off on. Because if that is the case, at the end of the day, it's not like you specifically the one who chose to be severed. It's not like you specifically are the ones who are escaping reality. No, you still live in reality. You're just living half of it instead. Like, you're not away from all of this guilt, but I guess in some capacity, in some way, there is that hope of like, hey, I put you there. And this is like, I guess this is me talking about like the scene of like of Helly in general, like the Audi basically says, hey, I put you there for a reason. You are still a part of me. I still own you, but I put you there for a reason, right? And you are gonna keep living there no matter what. And that's just like the crazy part. Like, the paradise, in quotations, right? The paradise that these people on the outside think the severed floor is going to provide the innie self. That's just their perspective, because, oh, I'm just gonna sign half of my life to a paradise that I'll never experience. But the thought of like, hey, my other self is living the best life imaginable, free of all of this guilt, free of all of this pain and suffering, that'll give me some form of closure, right? The outie will feel that sort of like release of like, well, at least a part of me is living the best life ever. You know, at least there's a part of me that is free of all of the guilt, like I just mentioned, right? But not once did I ever thought about like, well, what if the innie itself is feeling fucking depressed? You know, like case in point, Helly just wants to fucking die, and that's kind of what happened. I hope not. I'm sure by the next episode somebody's gonna find her and she's gonna be just fine. Hopefully, please. I love Helly as a character. But yeah. Sorry, kind of getting off track there by what I was trying to say. Speaking of Gemma, right? Mark's wife and all. This is an ongoing theory that I have been kind of that I've talked about since like the very beginning of the show. In that I don't fully believe that his wife is actually dead. Even though in this episode it's kind of being fully reinforced with him going into, I guess, the tree on the off of, you know, on the off side of the road, which heavily implying, you know, that's where she died, probably in a car crash. And I guess now that I am thinking about it, I understand why he made a tree at the end of the episode where he was given clay, right? I guess that is kind of him reminiscing about the death of his wife and such. But still, though, this is a city, this is a world specifically, this is a world where people can, quote unquote, die, but they're not dead, right? A part of yourself, a version of you can die, right? That's kind of like the whole point of like the severed floor, because, you know, from their perspective, you know, like these people who are living there, they don't exist. They may as well be dead. The whole idea, the whole analogy that the severed floor is basically hell in general, right? Like a lot can be said. And yeah, yeah, like I'm still I don't know, man. Something's off. Something is just off with the fact that his wife is dead. Sure, he believes that that she's dead, but what's to say that his wife is actually just still in the severed floor? Like, who knows, right? We don't know. It's like it's again, like it's one of those points. I think it was like in the previous episode. I could be wrong. It's the previous episode or the episode before that, where they talked about like a program where there are innies that never left. You know, that stayed in the severed floor forever. Which is basically like the opposite of like what happened if an innie resign themselves, right? Because if an innie resign themselves, well then the innie version dies completely, gone. Their existence is, well, non-existent because nobody on the outside world will ever know them to begin with, right? But the outie version, the outside version, the real version, right? The original, if you will, they're gonna live on, whatever, right? Presumably. But now we are being presented of like an opposite a reality where the outie dies and the innie themselves are the one who stays alive, right? That is also a possibility, which I find to be so interesting and so unique because it flips the whole narrative upside down. Because what if, you know, like from the perspective of the innie, they're the ones who are real, right? They're the ones who have a soul. They're the ones with all of the memories and all that stuff. Sure, they're kind of missing a big chunk of like their memory, you know, but to them, they are alive. They are just as real as the people who are living on the outside self, right? So to them, their reality is Lumen. their reality is the floor, and that is their world. That is their reality, with all of their hardships, with all of their memories, with all of the human aspects that creates a human, right? Anger, frustration, love, it's all there. So what happens when the innie dies, in quotations? Well, then that's it. Sorry, not the innie, the outie. What if the outie dies? Well, then that's it, right? The outie dies, but the innie lives. How does that work? I don't know, but it can. It absolutely can. The innie could, I'm sorry, the outie could, may as well stay in Lumen forever, right? Meaning the innie, I mean. It's getting confusing. it's getting confusing, I know. Point is, what if Mark's wife, Gemma, okay, got into an accident, right? Accident. And then Lumen can just, take her body, and say, oh, wait a minute, actually, she's alive. We're going to take her body. We're going to put her into the forever program, or whatever you want to call it, right? And now she's living in Lumen forever as the innie self. And the worst part about all of this is that nobody knows who she is, right? Her life is non-existent at that point. The people on the outside will think that she's dead because they will never see the people who are working in Lumen, and the people who are in Lumen will never know that she quote unquote died on the outside because they don't know anything what is happening on the outside to begin with, right? A lot of things, a lot of mysteries to be told, right? It's just one of those like mystery on top of another mystery. Like, we're still trying to find like what it is that we're actually doing in Lumen. Like, that's still like the main mystery here to begin. Like, let's not steer ourselves away from that. But we are kind of, there are still plenty of what's the word? There's still plenty of possibilities that could happen outside of the Lumen plot line that involves all of our characters. In fact, this episode just brought up something very interesting. Mrs. Selvig or Harmony took Petey's chip, right? That chip, correct me if I'm wrong, but that chip is essentially what made Petey, right? Innie Petey, I mean. Like that is a part of his identity at this point. I'm kind of forgetting the exact nature of the chip, aside from, I guess, allowing the person to, I guess, flip personalities between like the innie and the outie whenever they pass through like the threshold, whatever, from the elevator. But I'm wondering like how that is going to play with this idea of like the company essentially owns you forever. Like that's like one of the key major plot points of the show, right? The company owns you. The company owns your soul. You work for the company now. Like, we control you. To what extent though? Like, how much do we own you actually mean? Like, do we own your memory? Do we own like your soul? Is that it? Is that what we're not gonna tell the audience? Like, the chip is actually also like collecting data from your brain, and now they have Pete's like Petey's memory and whatever, and they're gonna use it and they're gonna figure things out. Like I don't know. That's like the thing, right? Like, we still don't know what it is that Lumen is working on, but it ain't good, that's for sure. But yeah, another thing that this episode just kind of brought up out of nowhere, which I find very interesting. OND, optics and design. So they mentioned that there's only like 2 people working there, Bert and what's her name? Cecilia? I could be wrong. But they mentioned only 2 people working on OND, and then Irving just wandering around the place, hearing some really weird noises coming out of a room, opens the door, and lo and behold, there's a lot more people working on OND. What are they cooking? What are they up to? What's going on here? There's a lot of things that Lumen is not really telling, their employees. They're keeping secrets from us. They're keeping secrets from the employees, from the characters, and they're keeping secrets from us, the audience. And it's just one of those things that I find to be like, yes, this is like the perfect character to find this out, because this is Irving, right? Irving has been portrayed as this character who's like very devoted to the company, right? The company is gospel. But the one thing, well, the first thing that caught my eye in this episode that kind of paints a new light on Irving's character, aside from like him imagining black goo coming out of the screen and filling the room or whatever in like a previous episode, was that apparently there is a rule that states that you cannot draw maps of the floor, and yet Irving has a map of the floor as he's trying to find optics and design. I find that to be very interesting, because it kind of goes to show that at the end of the day, no matter how devoted a person is on the Lumen floor, there is still that 1% of doubt, or this 1% of like rebellious nature of like, yeah, I'm gonna follow 99% of the rules, but there is the 1% of the rules that I'm like, I'm just gonna bend it just a little bit, even though the person could be like the most devoted, of all of them. Because that's just human nature. That's just how it is. It's our own, I guess, fault as a species, I guess. Because no human is perfect. Nobody's like 100%, gonna be devoted to any cause, if we're being honest. Like, you can say, oh yeah, I followed this to the ends of the earth and whatever, but come on now. There's out of like 1,000 rules, there's bound to be at least one where you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna break this one rule because that's just like the one thing that I just don't vibe with, I like that we saw that in Irving. Definitely in Mark, obviously. We're building that up more and more throughout his development in the story, and I love how the more we progress with the story, the more Mark on the inside and Mark on the outside starts to kind of blend together to be one character. Helly, obviously, she's been rebellious since day one. Dylan, on the other hand, well, actually, Dylan, I feel like he's gonna go on the opposite route, where, the opposite route of Helly and Mark specifically. Because Helly and Mark are these characters who I can totally see at the end of the day are gonna go against the company in general because of what they are gonna find, right? Whereas Dylan probably is gonna go the opposite route, where he started out as someone who, who tends to break the rules and whatever. Like, oh, we're gonna play bingo when we go to the Serenity or Serendipity room or whatever it's called. He's gonna go from that to, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the full devoted character, ride or die Lumen. I'm gonna follow the rules. I'm gonna report you, Mark, because you have this book that you're not supposed to have, because I thought we were supposed to, to give this to Milchick, but I guess you're just keeping it, and that's against the rules. I can totally see Dylan being that character. I totally can. But yeah, beyond that, fantastic episode. Beautiful cinematography as always. Those beginning shots, the opening scene of Helly just being absolutely, being broken by the company, essentially, right? Haunting. It's horrifying, but it is beautifully shot as well. So yeah, it's a great show. What else can I say? I feel like every episode now it's guaranteed that I'll say, yeah, it's beautifully shot and it's another great episode, because it is. It's one of the best shows that I'm currently watching right now on the channel. It's really great. It's fantastic. Yeah, man. This, to me, this is television. You know, this is television. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is it. And the pacing, once again, I mean, these are 42-hour long episodes, but they just flew by so fast. They flew by so fast. It's so well put together. It's so well done. Because it just hooks you in, you know, as the show goes on. It just gives you so much information, but it also gives you like a lot of time to breathe, so it just balances everything out really, really well in my eyes. And then the music especially, and all of that is just, it's just a really, really good production all around. It's kind of shaping up to be one of my favorite shows, actually. It really is. It's so well done. I am really happy, and I'm really glad that I am watching the show. Thank you all so much for tuning in. See you all next time for our next episode of Severance. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.